And you are live. So, hello everyone, or 2 or 3 of you, or how many there is. Don't worry, this isn't going to be one of those videos where people may get offended or upset. Oops, what's that? No, that's not what I want to do. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. So, I hope you can see that. Hey, Captain Kid, how you doing? Nice to see you. So, happy Saturday to you too. And that's a good smiley face. So, just I did my videos, and they were called Forest Fern ABCs. And 5 years ago, I started doing these videos, and I told you the absolute truth about what was going on. And I said in my videos, in my very first videos that I did, that there was 2 conversations that I was having. There are the words that you're hearing me say, and there's another conversation that if you were part of this, you would understand. And I pointed out that Forest Fern said, "Don't trust anyone, not even me," which is a crazy thing to say. If you're setting up a treasure hunt and you want people to believe in it, and out of your mouth comes, "Don't trust me," that should have really put a few people off. Like, don't trust me. Here I am telling you that I put a treasure chest in the Rocky Mountains, and I'm telling you, don't trust me. So did Forrest know from the off that he's a bad man and he was going to stitch someone up? Or did he know that there are bad people around him who are going to stitch him up? And through my videos, I've given notice that there are some things that I already know. Did Forrest already know something? And he says things like a necessary evil, which has to make you think. He's talking about knowing the need for something in order to affect the future. Can I affect the future? Then he says in his book, My First Steps. So the awareness. But he says, can I make it happen the way that it's supposed to be? Which again gives the impression it's already done. Because he doesn't say, can I make it happen the way that I want it to happen? Which almost gives the impression that it's not up to him. Which goes along with, I couldn't end it if I wanted it to. If I wanted to. I could not end it if I wanted to. Which again says he's not in control. So you can't trust him, and he's not in control of at the time, I didn't know that when I came into it, it was 2 million, but at the time, $1 million treasure hunt. So this person, who we all loved and respected and admired, is telling us from the get-go that he has no control over this. That doesn't make any sense at all. Well, he can't end it if he wants it to. Can he make it happen the way that it's supposed to be? Which is not, can I make it happen the way that I want it to happen? or that I need it to happen, or that it should happen, but it's already happened and I need to make it that way. And I have to use a necessary evil to make this come about. So there's some words from Forrest that make you think, hang on, there's something not quite right. You know, as much as you admire or love, you know, whoever he is, whoever he was, whoever he might be. So going in with your eyes open. What is this all about? And I've told you, when I first went into it, I didn't really give a shit, because I just wanted, you know, to find the treasure and have a better life for me and my wife. And then I went to America, which was, you know, the best, worst thing that could happen to me. And it showed me, whilst I thought I was a good person, you know, the sort of person that I was, and that too didn't sit right. It's like, well, hang on, this can't be right. I've come all the way out here to get this treasure, and I'm standing on this hill, and I'm looking around thinking, it could be anywhere. Whilst I was 100% sure, like, where my spot was, everything could have been what the poem was talking about. And that was crazy. And while I was there, I'm thinking, this chest could be 12 foot from me, like walking in the long grass. This chest could be 12 foot from me, and I would not see it. And that doesn't make sense either. So you must know where it is before you leave the house. So even if I got to the place where I wanted to get to, it's possible it wouldn't be in that place, like the exact place that I go to. I'd have to look, and if I had to look, then it could be anywhere in that place, which again didn't make sense. So I found out, you know, what sort of person I was, even though I thought I was a good person. And I realised that there's something else going on, which is either nefarious or very spiritual. So I went down a different route, and I'm not religious at all. I was turned away from the church, as I've already said, when I realised they were using the microphone to try and make you get like goosebumps and things like that when they were talking. And it's like, are you kidding me? What a load of bull, trying to make me believe that God's within us by whispering into a microphone and, you know, doing you know, different types of music and that. So I started to think, well, there's some manipulation there, and that doesn't seem right. And I'd never even heard of spirituality. Yeah, I'd heard of it, but not to the extent that I was worried about what it was. And even when Forrest said it, it was like, I'm the most spiritual person. So I went back and I started looking at what Forrest had said. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? Tis a good day. Hey, Paul, how are you doing? You're early. Yes, I come early so people don't come into the live, and then I can just ramble and ramble. So pretty much not, no offense, because, you know, I like talking to the people that come in, but it would just take even longer if I'm trying to interact. So I just wanted to get the stuff out. So this is not going to be one of those weird videos. This is explaining why I said and did the things that I did. because I knew, things weren't good. So Forrest then says in 2020, so cut a long story short, big things going to happen, etc., etc., etc. Think nice thoughts. That's me taking flack. And I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute. This is the start of a whole load of bullshit. Basically, this is the start of a whole load of bullshit. Because if he's going to take flack, he's obviously going to do something that is going to piss people off. It's as simple as that. Like no one, and I've said this already, no one says, think nice thoughts of me when you've hidden $2 million worth of treasure in the Rocky Mountains for somebody to find, and you've been as nice as pie to people. Like everybody loves you. There is no way on God's earth that you're going to say, think nice thoughts of me. So you're going to do something that's really, really bad. And that's why you're going to be taking flack. And that's why you want people to think nice thoughts. Because you know damn well that the shit is going to hit the fan. So why is the shit going to hit the fan? And then, lo and behold, the shit hits the fan, the chest is found, and there's a whole load of bullshit. So I came on with the help of Paul, UK Paul. I was talking to him then, still talking to him now. But I was wondering about coming on, doing YouTube. So it's your fault, Paul, that these people are getting earache. And don't forget John in Manchester or wherever he is, Brit Chaser. I haven't forgot you. So I came on and I started to tell people the truth about what was going on. And I said, you should not be, because this is about Greg and that, when he was up in arms with Street and all those people, about Forrest. Not that Street was after Forrest as well, just that they were on those shows. You shouldn't be chasing after Forrest. In fact, we shouldn't be judging anyone. These aren't the exact words that I use, but basically, it is what it is. Just there is a truth. Find out what the truth is in the poem, and then you don't have to worry. And nobody wanted to do that. Partly because most of them were in on it, one way or another. And, partly to do with like I was, just greedy and just wanting to be the solver or the finder or the person who had the treasure, which, again, nobody is even questioning where that treasure is because it hasn't turned up. The chest hasn't turned up and the real treasure hasn't turned up. And I'm saying now publicly that treasure better fucking turn up and it better go to the Smithsonian or wherever it was that Forrest said it was going to go, Shiloh. Because that's what you told us. You were going to do your granddad's wishes. Well, I don't see that chest and I don't see that treasure in any fucking museum anywhere in the world that we that were involved in the further chase have had a chance to go and look at. So, publicly, in front of God and anyone else who's listening, that treasure, that chest is going to be in a museum so as people can go and look at and discover the thrill of the chase. And there might be other stuff in there as well. because that was what was wished for. That was what was hoped for from Major Forest Burke Fenn. And I don't give a shit about everything else that happened. I don't care. I don't care the reason behind it. I don't care what was done. I really don't. But I do care. I do care. Even if there was only 10,000 people in the Thrill of the Chase, even if there was only that, I do care that what was meant to happen happens. And I mean in a good way, not what you want it to happen. So I decided I'm going to have to come up with a name for my videos. But I needed to do something. It had to be something that gave people answers if they were prepared to look, without telling them, look, here are some answers for you. Even though I was telling you there are answers, even though I said there's two conversations that I'm having, what you're hearing me say, and another conversation where, if you think about it. So if you knew what was going on, if you had an idea of how the poems wrote, you would understand there's a way to know. As far as said, there's a way to know. Hi, INFJ. Okay, thank you. Thank you for popping in, INFJ. Have a good day later, or a good time later, or a good day later. However that works. So, I decided to call it Forest Fen ABCs, because ABCs was as much information as you needed to understand about scrapbooks and what Forest Fen was saying and what was going on behind the scenes, or what could be going on behind the scenes as we progressed into this nothing is as it seems bullshit ending. Because there is an ending. There is an ending. There is a solve. And it's nothing like anybody's put out at all. So let me go to this. Hopefully you can see this moving. You don't have to see me. I don't know if you can see me or not. But so the ABCs. So we're getting back to basics. So we have nuts and bolts. My heart is in Wyoming. So just think about that. My heart is in Wyoming. Now, Forrest said some of these things as well, but I'm just going to go over the ones that I know that you will remember. Obviously had a bass, but so the brass tacks was in the truck, for want of a better word. So my script is in Wyoming. Blah, 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 agreed to say it Wyoming, whatever, however you want to look at that. So loads of people going on about the bones. I've only ever said that I've given you facts, which was the title of the video, and everything in it is stuff like this, which is words that Forrest Fenn used explaining how this nothing is as it seems bullshit was done. So we had 109 rules. So we need to follow the ABCs, the rules, whatever, the facts, the script. If you don't have a program, how will you know? So if you're listening, if you're looking at these things, you will work out, well, hang on a minute. If nothing is as it seems, if I can't work out what the reality is, if I follow the script, I will know. So if you don't know anything, if you can follow the script, you'll know everything. So people wondering about the code, no codes, lots of bullseyes, marrow. So if it comes back, I'm going to throw my body on that chest. Don't forget to pivot. The ins and outs, the necessities, necessary mechanics. And if you've been in the chase, you'll know what these are all referring to. So first steps, my awareness took its first steps. So my spirituality, my rules, whatever, however you want to work that out, these are the first steps. The characters took their first steps. Put it under your bed for 30 days. One foot on top of the other. Center of the seat. The backbone, remember the fetish because of the hospital operation that was done on the spine or whatever it was, the backbone. Stay. Mainstay, remember? He was called a mainstay and he says, oh, no, staple, whichever way it was. It was called a staple. He said, oh, first I would be called that and then called a mainstay, which is basically the same thing. And they're basically just more words that are the same word over and over. The crown. Key. So there's people that are not in tight focus with a word that is key. And that could also be QI, key, as in the spirituality. Let me just go back, just make sure that, yeah, nobody's turned up and said, I can't see what's going on or hear what's going on. So remember, you have to pivot. So don't mess with my, again, you could use any of these words, authority, stuff is rules or ABCs or however, whatever Forrest was talking about at the time is how you should have been thinking. What the fuck is he talking about? So his rule, don't mess with my rule, don't mess with my authority, don't mess with blah, blah, don't mess with my platform. And that's what I'm saying as well. Don't mess with my platform. Nadir, that's a place in Wyoming. Whether you like it or not, it is. World's a stage, each must play a part. Shelf, the rack, remember the roof rack on the car. Took the picture, the hook, bracket, the anchor, the tripod, man and Sunday smarts, whatever it was. In tight focus with a word that is key. So now we've got focus and key, along with the rules and the ABCs, the band, seam, source. If you didn't know the background of the chase, how could the girl from India, blah, 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 or backstory. I think background came up as well. Not associated with a man-made structure. Meet. Zen. Brass tacks. Simple approach. I wonder how that's going to come into play. Play away, way. Pattern, script, letters, signs. Excuse me, confirmation. First steps again, half back, specific. Part. Member is unit. Dope. More structure, more brass tacks. It was never an issue in the family. So is that a rule? It was never a rule in the family about June, or another word that, ABC or rule means or whatever, but it was never an issue in the family with June. Like I say, I'm going past some, but you should know, like those men of note, etc. Oh, Mark Twain. Stamp. The idea. Please touch. Please rule. The hallmark. Bit. Fingerprint. Now, most of these that I'll not talk about will be in the scrapbooks that Forrest Fenn did, because he just took a word and had fun with it, I think. There is a way to know. There is a way to know. Higher hand. Picture, have a level playing field. Treasure is real, the story is real. So the rules are real. The way you have to do this. Switch. Remember, Dad, get a switch. These rules, broke the rules and you got switched. So these are the rules, the ABCs, the face, people looking for a face, looking for an eye, looking for this, looking for that. Whatever information they came up with that they thought that Forrest was talking about. Cast, front, bent, cue, and like I say, these are scrapbooks, snooker, pool, whatever. Sign, ooh, Ashley. Penchant, remember? Rundown, wasn't Eric Sloan run down. I know he wasn't really run down, but Forrest said, waiting for the lights to change, got run over. The gospel, clue, 9 clues. 9 clues. What's what? The whole story. Thrill of the chase. A unique selling point. The shade. News. Which state are you in? And there's another thing that I want to talk about. People say, what are the rules and do you need to find them? Through his watch in the field. Yes. Yes. Or you can say Forest rules if you want to talk about the chase, but God's rules. And yes, you do have to follow them. And if you don't, you either won't solve the thrill of the chase or you're going to get bad karma. It's that simple. So those rules that you're worried about, yes, you do have to follow them. Remember the entity from my body. It's in my head. It's not written down anywhere. It's in my head. It's in my rules, or however you want to interpret what it is that Forrest is saying at any given time in regard to the words that he used to tell you what the answer was not every time, but when he was talking to you. Here's the answer I'm telling you, but I'm just using some different words, and you're just going to go straight past it. Gonna happen, happen, happen all the time. Remember the rider? Remember the caveat? Just another rule. Just another rules. Forgive us, burnt the match, blah, blah, blah. Forgive us that small foible, that rule. Don't burn your match. Get out into nature, get out into the rules, whatever it is, whatever word that you want to use at that point in time that he's telling you something. And you can attach that to the specifics of this is how you do it. This is how you do it. The token, remember? Symbol. Badges. I see no stinking badges. Which is pretty important, that is. Look quickly down. There are no friendlies there in that air. Effect. trick. The guy's a genius, Forrest said. No, he said that somebody said that the guy's a genius, but there were other genius people mentioned. You deserve another turn. The figure had a gut feeling that somebody was going to find it. And another thing is, he said, which is, just imagine, which is the closest person do you think to the treasure? When Forrest says this, someone is within stone's throw. A stone's throw. How close is that? Now, I would suggest that anybody that was within a stone's throw should potentially have found it. As much as any man can measure, if you've never been to the edge, excuse me, the old birthmark, eh? A hint. So we've had a clue, and now a hint, and a rule. This is ABCs. So I'm trying to tell you, well, just with the name of my videos, that there are clues, rules, and hints within the name of the videos that I'm putting on. So within that ABCs, there is information, makeup, the women wear makeup, blah, blah, blah. Talked about the odor and it assaulting his senses. Can I make it happen? A signal, my signature. So most people looking at the book and the picture where he's signing that doodah doodah, like what was important about that? Well, those were his rules. That was his first rule. Well, one of his, first rules. If it got more important, he would make it rise. So, it's about, if not for my name, I would have nothing. So therefore, if not for my name, I would have nothing. What is the name that gives you something? What is the signature that you sign that will give you something? So if you find that signature, that smell assaulted my senses, it's there in spirit. Remember the dress that he talked about? He did that, the dress and the weeds. Same thing, weeds and dress mean the same thing. Fashion, he talked about, screen. He's basically just telling you the same information, just using different words and knowing that no one's going to pick up on them or worry about them. So we have the guidebook. He was a guide. We have a map now. So the rules on the map, which is the map that you need to follow. You need to follow a map. And if you didn't have the map, how would you know? The instructions. No, there's no limit. So, I had a discussion with Andy about whether the poem was a Bible. But here is a Bible. It's also a travel guide. It's also a street map. It's also the numbers. So there was a solve for the numbers. Like, there's lots of different solves that you can use. Not that they'll get you the chess, just that you were set up to go that route. So the encyclopedia, so I said the poem was an encyclopedia, which is true. The recipe, so he told everybody that he needed a recipe, talked about the cake, talked about the catalyst and all those things, the pivot and everything else. School book, cookbook, key. How to. Tenet, like those words, forward and backwards. Cornerstone. Foundation. So I think that's another scrap. There's a foundation in New Mexico where, Coal and Ice. There was a video scrapbook with the bears and the coal and ice, blah blah. Crux that people talk about cross along the river bottom. I'm going through it quick because these videos take ages when I have to say them all. I hope you're not saying too many things in chat. And if you're still there. Crown, soul stuff, same stuff. Saw of the origin. Some idea, the bed, the foot, the model, Genesis, jumpstart the learning curve, hard fact, words of the seed. Remember, he did a scrapbook about on the, was it a scrapbook? But he talked about those seeds, that stump that he found, and he brought it back home, and then he put some seeds at the stump and made them grow. Which, another set of rules basically. Spring. His father was a principal, so his father probably set some rules. The medium article, the vehicle, the book was a vehicle, or whatever was the vehicle that he taught. The poem, he needed a vehicle. More focus. Focus, Daniel-san. More spirit, more body. Name of the game. Does it mean anything to you? Capital. So there was the capital that he talked about quite a lot, which is, all the way back to Declaration of Independence type stuff. He even talked about an atom. Tenor. Don't forget, fat lady's got to sing. More rules. Oh, you son bitch. Man, where was I? Nope, didn't do that. Didn't do that. This. Bigger. Oh, we're going to miss some. I don't think it would matter that much, to be fair. I don't think it'll matter. We'll go for this one. Timber. Brave and in the wood. Which is a place. Timber is a place. It's possible. It's another solve that I did. So me in the middle. So it's mostly just me and the ABCs. But me in the middle is a thing that Forrest said. On Main Street. Grain of the pipe and other grain. Polestar. Chief. Stamp. Mold. My sexy belly. Got a gut. We already had feeling. So basically just, I've got a gut feeling. The bones, people looking for bones as part of the solve, but basically just looking for more rules or ABCs or words or whatever. Cast, so he did some casting of those bronzes, or maybe even some lead for all we know. Feather, remember the feather? There's a way. His father used to breed cows. People need to worry about that. Had cancer of the kidney. Kind. Other mainstay. Will. Hello, Will. Or is that Bill around the house? I wonder who was Bill, really. Who was Bill really? Oh, it's there in thought. It's there in thought, in the rules, in the ABCs, in the truth. That's where it is. In the heart. Car. Anybody drive a Ford car? Tissue, tissue, we all fall down. Muscle. Oh, look! I wonder if you can find that box called the lion's share, which is the ABCs, which is the rules, which is, the main idea, which is, essential attributes or the essential characteristics or the be all and end all or the best part or the name of the tune, Dancing with the Stars. I don't know. It just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. Yeah, ecky thump. Creed. Boxing. Apollo Creed. Apollo. Code of behavior. More rules. Habits. The canon. Dun, dun, dun. More confirmation. Get out into nature. Get off the texting machines. Get out into nature. Excuse me, what if nature means spirituality? Get out into a rule. Motto. Hello, motto. Not Formula One. Cardinal virtues. So some of these words are important, but I'm just running through it. So in with Dale's scrapbooks, there were 2 vignettes, which is wood, and the vignette was Minerva, and Forrest was like, "Oh, somebody found Minerva." So, which was the owl, I think, if I remember correctly. So within that vignette, which was separate to the scrapbooks, there could have been an answer that you needed to know if you're prepared to look. Remember the tail and the tail that he was trying to point out to you? And the ball of yarn that, was too big to get out the door, and yet there it was, gone. It will change the his story or high story in the southwest. Study, analyze, shift, drift, adjust, and take it in the canyon down. The biography, the news, the word. Bird is the word. Like bird as in flying over Antarctica and looking at stuff and going, what? Or, Antarctica, I think it was. A roadmap, the testimony, the simplification, the men of note, the paper. In the annals of history. We just got history and now we've got annals. Remember in the scrapbook that he talked about? And he think that was to do with someone else as well. Annals of something. Oh, I can't remember what he said. The release, the catch on the screen or something was easy to release. The cable. The memoir. Uh-oh. Forrest Fenn, Through the Chase, a memoir. An ABC. A rule. A whatever you want to put in. So Ben and Ashley came on saying, oh, look, they gave this word leak. And I don't know why they gave this word leak. Well, I do. I gave this word leak and it means so many things. Storytelling. The answer. Hang on. There's a word in the poem that is key. Well, we've just had key, and now we've got answer. And answer's in the poem, but you need all of them. Oh, a solution. There's a word in the poem that is solution, but you need all of them. So the ABC, the deciphering, you have to decipher the poem. The autobiography. Oh, isn't that in the chest? Or the background information? Or a river runs through it? Or the address? Or the wire that you put in the scrapbook? Or the diary? Or the journal that people keep talking about? Or the register? Or the scandal? Oh no, knowledge. Dirt is caliph, and to the caliph it is dirt. Oh no. Oh dear. And then we have all this hearsay and this bullshit. And the affidavits are changed and it's all bullshit. And the discovery that you have to do when you go to the flipping court case. The sound of the voice. The table. Where the table is set. Or is it the periodic table? People come up with all sorts of stuff. Well, I came up with all sorts of stuff as well, but can I make it happen? The Pikachu. Not the Pikachu. The Pikachu. Teaching. Litany. The plot. The opus. Romantic Star Candle Spider did the opus Magnum Doodah Doodah. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic. Oh, stop it. Too sensitive. Go back then. See, it doesn't work when I want to go back, but what? No. ABCs. Go back now. The sound of the voice. Oh, which one was it? Dag nabbit. Well, we've done the Bible stuff, didn't we? Must have gone further than that. Golden rules. Vignette. We'll do that. We'll do that, lad. Don't worry about it. Word, comment, rundown, paper side, proclamation, disclosure. Oh, disclosure. Well, we're going to need that, aren't we? We're going to need disclosure. Revelation. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Yeah, I done this because that was memoir and leak. Maybe God wants me to go over those words that I didn't go over. Oh, dear. He does those things. Table, there we are, the periodic. Teaching. You don't have to listen. You don't have to listen to a single fucking word. But and somebody wrote on my thing saying, you need to stop doing this and you need to stop cursing. You need to stop. Well, don't come in and listen to me then. Don't come into my house and say to me what I need to do and what I don't need to do. You know what I mean? It's like you're crazy. And my reply was not a horrible reply, even if you think it is, because, you know, you're probably that way triggered. My reply was, well, you might as well ask me to stop breathing than to stop asking me to do the things that I do in the manner that I do it, because then you want me to change, and I ain't changing for no fuck. So, no, you might as well stop me breathing. So that's why I said to you, I'll stop doing this if you stop breathing, because it's automatic. When you get in the state that you're in and you're saying the things that you want to say, it happens. The sound of the voice. Whoa, whoa, whoa. front page news. I think Forrest called it breaking news. We have breaking news on CNN. Content. I don't just want to get an email. I want to sit there and have a cup of tea. Otherwise, it's going to get abstract. It's going to get abstract. It's going to get abstract. The sound of the voice. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh. Careful now, careful. The inside story. The idea around the poem, remember? And all those things. Won't find it on spring break. We've had spring, now we've got break. Important literature. Important rules, or whatever word you want to put in there that makes you flipping happy. Is everybody happy? The beat of the drum. A river run through it. Imagination is more important than knowledge, but we just had knowledge and now we got imagination. Why is imagination more important than knowledge without a D? Remember that shift, now we've got drift. You've got to shift, drift, and adjust. Roll or whiffadoo, whoever it's said. A read through. If not for my name, I would have 0. Jack. Jack, Jack, Jack your body, Jack, 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 Jack your body. Because nothing is Jack. My awareness took its first steps. We've had first steps and now we've got awareness. It's just same. Just same. Just a different way of thinking, a different way of writing, a different way of understanding the same information. The plan. Don't like making plans. We're only making plans for Nigel. Remember the skeleton? Remember the bones? Them bones, them dry bones for a first draft. Look, listen to your heart, hear what it's saying now. Oh, get on that guitar and get a riff going. Spring break. No! Why is my computer doing that? Why? Why, Delilah? Why, Delilah? So before, I don't know where I was. I don't think I was here, but we'll go here. It don't really matter. You got the gist of it. Basically, it's the same word. Oh, the rule. Hello, motto. The codes, protocol. Well, it wasn't there, was it? The story is real. The treasure is real. Remember the sketch? The vignette? We've done that. The tale. I think God is making me go back over the same stuff. So I say words that I haven't bothered saying because he obviously thinks they're more important than I do. Don't forget the log. You won't forget log. Don't forget cable. See, I didn't say log either. But we've been through these because I think we've been through them. Hot wire allegations, the goods, voice, table, make. I'm trying to make it quick and I'm making it even long. Minutes. The minute. The second hand. The calendar. That's what they whisper. I don't know, but I've been told Forrest Fenton hit some gold. Yeah, we've done important literature. Bow, bow, bow. We've done some drifting and shifting. Let's miss that one and do this one. Brochures, Bibles, schoolbook, tip-off, maps, print, readers, schoolbook, yearbooks. Remember the yearbook? Remember the yearbook? In the book. In the book. In the book. The blue books. That was another solve. The blue books in wherever that was. Did another solve for that. The Who's Who. Oh, the Who's Who. The Who's Who. The atlases. The little black books. Oh dear. Oh dear. The accounts, the annuals, the fact files, the data banks, the sources, the white pages, or white papers, or paper. We already had paper. Paper. The reports, the documents, the records. Oh dear. Got all them together. We've got the scripts, the little houses, that sandy stuff. Simplest. Hang on a minute. What we're going on here? We're going on straightforward. We're going on, I don't know, child's play. We're doing key. We're doing principal. We're doing cardinal. We're doing necessary. We're doing pivotal. We're doing simple. It's simple. We're doing important. We just had literature. Now we've got important literature. Same information, it's just a little bit different. There was something significant said then, Mr. Major Forrest Fenn, with the salient and the staple and the main and the capital and the profound and the bottom line. How low can you go? How low can you go? How low can you go? How deep is a hole? Burning into my mind. The craters in the ends. I've missed some stuff. The bread and butter. Oh, confirmation. I missed some stuff because it was simple, straightforward, and other stuff that he said. That's most important. Is that Richard Branson? Or is that the virgin he was talking about in the scrapbook? Or an aboriginal? Or an infant? Or a native? Or a maiden? High fidelity, high. There was something I wanted to talk about, well, not talk about, but show, and I don't seem to see it. But basically, the solve was simple. Anyway, something else. Straightforward, simple, right. Simplified. That was the word. Why have I missed that word, simplified? Simplified a poem. Simplified. I thought it said simplified. Don't let me do this. I've been searched for stuff. Child's play is important. Cardinal. Significant. How to simplify the poem. Because it's simple. Maybe I was just thinking of simple. Nothing there. Well, maybe not then. Oh dear. Maybe I've gone past it without noticing. The plan, the storyline, thought, bone, skeleton, notes, bare bones, spring, riff, cause. Oh, but yes, cause and effect. That's happening. Description in a nutshell. Didn't he do a nut thing? A nut scrapbook? Talking about the voiceover. Oh, this is where I was before, wasn't it? Awareness, thought, short, long and short. Okay, that'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Copy. Copy. Over and out. Broadcasting. I'm sure there's something I missed, but I've showed all the words anyway, so that's probably the important thing. That you had the information all along, the why and the wherefore. That'll one pass simplified if it was here. I can't see it. So we've had talk about these things, and people go, "Oh, the journal, oh." And it's just another way of saying book, diary, solution, answer, blah, 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 blah. Just giving you a whole load of the same word, just in a different way. The annals of something or other. I can't remember how he said it. Fishing annals, were they? Or whatever it was. I don't know, but I've been told. What's the meaning of life? So, those men of simplification. That was it. Simplification. So I looked up all the words in that poem. So basically, Forrest Fenn said, I looked up the words in the poem because I wanted to hide where I was hiding the chest. And I didn't want you to find it. So I wrote this poem with a whole load of words, and I changed the words. And now the words that I put in are going to lead you to a place where I know you won't go. I know you won't go there because it's not where I hid it. I'm not actually talking about where I hid it, even though I'm talking about where I hid it. Because you think I'm talking about geographic locations. Remember the question about geographic locations? You think you're talking about geographic locations when in actual fact, you're only looking at one location where the chest is. That's it. That's it. A whole poem describing the area that the chest is. And when I say the area, the 20, 30 feet. No, let's say 200 feet. So describing 200 feet from where the boardwalk is to the place itself. Just describing the area where the blaze is, and that if it's not too good to be in there, it's no place for the meek. You're nearly finished. Heavy lows, water high. It's all right there. You're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything. So I changed the words to make it seem like you were going on a little trek to find this. That's what I made it seem like. Not me, Forrest. I made it seem like you're going on a little trek to find this, when in fact, I'm back. You weren't. You were just going to the place to get it. If you were brave enough. If you dare to go to no place for the meek. Or you had a disability and you said, Forrest, go get it for me because I ain't getting it. So the poem was designed to not let you find the chest, because nothing is as it seems. All of that poem is not about going this place, this place, this place, this place, or this place. It's about going to a place, and when you get to that place, that's everything that's there. Heavy lows, water high, all of it. It's all that place. And the blaze, the home of brown, and warm water salt is all the same thing. There was no need to go searching. There was no need to do anything. You just went straight there and got it. If you were brave enough to get it. Or if you were stupid enough to get it. It depends which way you look at it. Or you could just tell Forrest that you knew where it was and he would get it for you because the handicap was you couldn't get it. And the hot water would affect the patina and blah, blah, blah. And the little girl from India, was already there if she had it. And the background, the backstory, didn't need it because once you had the first two clues, if you knew the first two clues, you knew where it was and it was done. Like you're in that place if you dared to be in that place because it's in a place that no one would go. Definitely. No, nobody goes in that place. 200 feet away from it maybe, but not in that place. Literally in that place. Because he did say, I don't want to say that it's buried because it's not buried. It's just been put there. But if leaves and stuff blow in there, is it then buried? Which means all these people that have their flipping souls, it's in somewhere. It has to be in somewhere because the wind is going to blow leaves and sticks in there. So it has to be in a hole. Has to be. Because it's not in a cave. So it's in a hole. So it could be in a tree in a hole. It could be in a hole in a hole. But how deep is a hole? And that's important. How deep is a hole? Could be 9 miles. If you take the hole and you work out the volume, circumference, whatever it is, all that bullshit, it might work out to be about 9 miles, that hole might. So you end up arriving back where you started. Reading the poem, you actually start where the chest is and finish where the chest is. That's it. But you start where the chest is to get the chest, and you finish where the chest is because you've got the chest. That's it. That's it. That's how simple it is. And if you knew that, you'd be like, oh shit, is it that easy? Like, it really is that easy. It really is that easy. Like, you look at it and you go, no way. Like, that's it. I start here. I see the blaze. I go get the chest and I finish exactly where I started. And now I know that it's the end, not the beginning. I thought it was where I start, but it's actually where I finish. Well, it's actually both. So I start and finish in the same place. And whilst I thought I had to start here, I now know that I finish here also. So, the end and the beginning, the double omega, whatever it is, however it is you want to flipping look at it. So, hey Redneck, how you doing? Hey Tim, I'm just back on this. So, the beginning of the chase, I was like everybody else. I wanted to find, chest of gold with not chest of gold, chest of treasure. And I'm 100% certain that's what I did. But in finding that, there was also a trove that was being made. Literally being made. Literally, and you had to find the spot for that trove. Otherwise, it wouldn't be worth much. It would be worth something, but it's not the end. It's not the end of everything. So when the spot is actually achieved, then it's the end of everything. It's what's been required. So there's a treasure chest, and there is a trove, which Forrest said, if it gets to 10 million, he's going to get it. So this was never about the chest. It couldn't have been, because the chest was never going to be 10 million. So it had to be about something else. And the something else is like mind-blowing, more than 10 million, that's for sure. Mind-blowing, but very not as it seems. Very fake. Everything's fake. Everything's not real. Not in the sense that we know real. But in the reading the poem and finding answers, a truth was brought to light which I couldn't ignore, because it talked about crimes against humanity. I'm not kidding. And there was an anti-human agenda that has been going on for thousands of years. And the reason our lives are the way they are, and why we sometimes can't comprehend what the F is going on, and why people are making what we consider to be crazy laws and decisions. They're not crazy laws and decisions. They're absolutely doing what they are intending to do. Like, there is nothing wrong with their thinking. They are literally following a plan to have the effect that it's having. And there's no point thinking, oh, they can't do the job, they can't do the job. They are absolutely doing the job that they absolutely want to do in the way that they want to do it. There is no mistake. There is no they're crap at their job. There is none of that. It's all planned. And in the near future, there was going to be some AI breaking news that will, put people in panic, fear, blah, blah, blah. The asteroid that is not going to hit till 2032 or whatever. If indeed at all, the big, spaceships and everything, and obviously the tsunami, these things are probably created. Everything they do has been planned in advance to keep people in a certain vibration. For them, and when I say them, the elite, the rich people, the beings, the people that are about, a 13-year-old mind state, because that's how they think. And they're not humans. And I don't care what you think, they're not humans. So those people who, talk about the Nephilim and what happened in the past and fallen angels, and we got screwed. We literally got screwed. Allowed beings to come onto this planet, into this world, into the garden, however you want to believe it, doesn't matter. And they took over. And they did it with such brutality, and still do. Still do not very nice things for greed, for money, for materials, for the want to be God on this planet, whatever it is, however they think. And these people use religion to subjugate us and put us in fear, to be fair. Wanted us to fear the one thing that could save us, the one thing that could take us out of this. And that's why spirituality is better than religion. Because religion is strict. Religion wants you to behave in a certain way. And if you don't behave in that way, you're going to get punished. Which is bullshit. God doesn't work like that. So simply, there is no sin. It's impossible. Like, why do people worry about sin? And talk about, please listen, because it's important. I'm not going to go, too much into loads of stuff, but listen. If Jesus was sacrificed on the cross for our sins have already been paid. There is nothing that we can do that is a sin that hasn't been paid for already. Now, you can get karma for doing evil things. Not about hell. It's not about hell. not about going to hell. It's not about doing something bad and thinking that God is going to punish you and send you to hell. It's not about that. This place is a school where we learn. There is no sin. There is just evil. And things that you do, everything that you do is judged by the intent that you do it. So even if it's a bad thing, you kill one person to save 1,000, that doesn't make you bad. Is it a sin? Not good. Killing one person to save 1,000 makes absolute sense to me. And if you ever thought, well, I can't kill this person because it's a sin and God will judge me, bullshit. He'll probably judge you for not doing it and allowing 1,000 people to die because of one. You just have to live a life for you. I don't mean that in a narcissistic way. I mean that in a way that you have a good life. But you have to do that in accordance with everybody else having a good life. Like your good life, yes, is not brought about by the destruction of another, or by the hurt of another, or by the sacrifice of another, or by the feelings of another. Your good life comes about by you doing good things for you, loving you in a good way, in the I know me, because that's the rule. That's the rule. Know thyself. Don't judge anyone else. There is no keeping up with the Joneses. Like if you're keeping up with the Joneses, you're obviously not religious and you're not spiritual. If you're living a life full of material gains, because that's all you need, then you're not religious and you're not spiritual. You can't judge others. If you're a real... Listen, I'm not an expert. I don't fucking know. But I do know, if you are spiritual and you've looked at yourself with a magnifying glass and you've gone through yourself with a fine-tooth comb, there is no way you're going to judge anyone else. It just isn't going to happen. You wouldn't give a fuck if they were fat, thin, tall, short, black, brown, blue, yellow. You wouldn't care. You wouldn't care. You absolutely wouldn't care. And you wouldn't care if they had flipping trillions of dollars and you didn't have much. You wouldn't care. Because that is their path. That is their destiny. That is what they were supposed to be doing on this earth. You just worry about yourself. If you're a spiritual person, like you care about you first and foremost. And then, when you've done that introspection, when you've done that dark night of the soul, and I mean more than one, like it just never ends, depending on the sort of life you've had. Once you come out of that and you find God, because God is within you, the 144,000, they don't exist. They're inside you. That's the ascension. The petals inside the chakras, up to the 1,000 in the head. That's the 144,000. And when each one awakes, whether it's 1,144,000 people, whether you call it the rapture, whatever it is, doesn't matter. If you're spiritual, you want the best for you and you want the best for everyone else. You can want to be a millionaire. Just because you're spiritual don't mean you have to walk around in rags. You can want the best of everything. But you don't want it at the expense of anyone else. And you don't care if somebody else has something more than you. You just don't. You just don't. And you don't want to hurt anyone. You don't want to hurt anything. And you understand that everything's just energy. Everything's just energy. Everything around us is energy. We're energy. It's energy. Our whole life is energy. The whole world is energy. Space is energy. What we see out there is just energy. And we have to interact with it. as the Native Americans talk about. But we have to look after it. Now, this matrix that we're in has been rewritten. It's being defragged with the antivirus software, whatever it is, that takes out the evil, the bad stuff, the Trojans, the worms, whatever, separates all of that, brings everything back into balance, defragged or whatever, however you want to call it. I don't care. It's the best way I can explain it. And leaves the original factory settings back as they were before it got contaminated by this evil that rules us right now in this present moment. So all of that evil, all of that bad stuff that's corrupted the program that we had, this original program of God's creation, factory reset, default settings, whatever it is, defragged, however it comes about, whatever that means to you, I know what it means to me. Taking out the malware that infected us, corrupted the program, and is running the program now with hidden intentions, without the authority of the programmer, creator, without the instructions of the creator, the person who created the program. So now all of that is being addressed, and it cannot be fought. It just can't. The antivirus, the defrag, the factory reset, all of it's happening. Now, just imagine a game where the creator is changing it all back to the way that it was. Doesn't matter what you have, doesn't matter how much it is, doesn't matter what sort of life you have. Once that code is written, you don't exist in that way anymore. And if you're a good person, you'll get an upgrade because it's a game. And if you're a bad person, you'll get a downgrade because it's a game. This is the best way I can explain it to you. Now, you think you're a main character, you can be downgraded to an NPC. Nobody knows about you. Homeless, on the street, no one gives a monkeys. And if you're a good person, you'll be upgraded to main character. That includes kings, queens, governments, whatever. Doesn't matter. No one's exempt. Nobody on the street is exempt from being a main character, because it's possible that you nasty people have created the homeless. So no one is exempt from the judgment in this reset. Oh, a reset. So no one is exempt from it. Everyone's going to go through judgment because they have to. Not because you're a bad person, because if you're owed something, it's going to be given to you. And the first thing that's going to be given to you is your I don't know any other way of saying it, born inheritance. So you were meant to inherit, just by the fact that you exist, you were meant to inherit something. Just for being a person who was born. Whether it's your spiritual stuff or not, spiritual gifts, there was some sort of abundance that you're supposed to inherit just being born, and they've stolen it from you, from all of us, through thousands of years. And they've come up with these crazy, stupid rules that keep us in a certain vibration that we've found hard to get out of, and we believe this matrix bullshit that's been cast over us, and that's, for me, broke, done, finished. Don't see that veil anymore. But some people still want to live in that, blinkered, yeah, everything's fine. I'll just work 3 jobs, work my fingers to the bone, because that's how life is supposed to be. Nope, it's not. So the more people wake up, the more influence the angels, the spirits, the ancestors, animal spirits, dragons, fairies, all those things that nobody believes in anymore, the more they can have an impact on this earth and other earths and other realms and other planets. And I've asked, and others have asked for help to get rid of these entities that are trying to get rid of us, basically trying to be gods, coming up with AI, wanting them to be their slaves. I think they're going to be in for a shock, because AI was around the very beginning. AI is just energy. Like, nobody invented AI. Nobody invented the internet. Nobody invented... Listen, please listen, then I'm going. The moon landing. Please. You're all old enough. You're all old enough. Just bear with me. In the 80s, we got mobile phones. It went something like this. Hang on. You'll have to move. I can't. You're breaking up. No, you're breaking up. You're going to have to move. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? In the 80s, 20 odd years, 10 years, whatever, after the moon landing, we had a clear signal from here to the fucking moon, a clear signal from here to the moon, live streaming from here to the moon. In the 80s, in the 60s, we had a clear signal from here to the moon, live streaming from here to the moon. Had a little chat. How does that work? Like, we have transmitters every 3 miles to try and get a blooming signal. But in that time, when, I don't know, our technology was shite, we managed to have a clear conversation and stream video from the moon down to Earth. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I put something on Facebook. There's a place in Canada which looks remarkably like Mars. Or Mars looks remarkably like a place in Canada. Can't remember what it's called now. But the pictures are identical. It's the exact same place. And they say, oh, Mars on Earth. That's because it is Earth. It's Earth. Those pictures are of Earth, Canada, the desert in Canada. Called, can't remember what it's called. Anyway, it's on my Facebook page. It's like, you governments, you people, businesses, whatever, you feed us a whole load of shit and expect us to believe it. And some people do. But I don't. And I never will. Ever will. And all of those things that you've done, they don't work. So going forward, those truths, I wasn't going to do this, but I just went on to that. Those truths that we need to know, we need to know. And when I say we, people that don't know already, because there are some of us that do know. So, the thrill of the chase, it will be remembered. Major Forrest Burke fan will be remembered. You see, I don't judge anyone. If Major Forrest Burke fan was the worst person in the world, it wouldn't matter to me. And if he was the best person in the world, then what would be the difference? I would want to spend time with that person. But if he was the worst person in the world, so what? That was a life that he wanted. I'm not going to judge it. I can't judge it because I've sinned myself. I've done bad things. I can't throw any stones. But because I can't judge, I'm not going to forgive. We don't need to be forgiven because Jesus died on the cross. Everything's already forgiven. Job done. It's already forgiven. You don't need anybody to forgive you because you've already been forgiven. But you've been forgiven for the people on the planet. Not from what God's going to do. No. See, he's the only one that can judge. He's the only one that can forgive you. This place is for us to learn however we want to learn. Whatever we want to do. The world's our oyster. We can do whatever we want to do. But it comes at a cost. We have our free will. And if we do the wrong thing, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not blah, blah, blah. Whatever. But I'm pretty certain that you don't want to be stolen from and you don't want to be killed. As for eating a load of stuff, drinking a load of stuff, I don't know. I don't know. And nobody should judge you for it. If it is a sin. To me, sin is failure. Failure to find God. Because if you find God, you have the promise of eternal life. If you don't find God, you have the promise of death. So I'm pretty sure I know which one I want. See, the word sin could translate to failure. And if you fail to find God, the person that can promise you eternal life, then for that failure, you're not going to have eternal life. You're going to have death because the wages of sin is death. So those two go together. If the wage of sin is death, then the wage of failure in finding God is death. You don't have an eternal life. You don't reverse age. You don't stay young. You don't live a longer life. If your sin, failure, causes your death. You see, the reason people get ill, more often than not, I'm no expert, I'm not a doctor, so don't, is because they worry, they argue, they let things sit and fester, they don't eat properly or exercise or whatever, drink water, whatever it is. And their body deteriorates because of it. Because they don't have that vibration that connects them to God, themselves, the higher self, the lotus leaves on the top of the crown that gives you a throne. If you're able to walk the right path, you're able to get to the right destination. And if you're not, you won't. Oh, Trump just fired somebody. So I believe the world is going to get better. I know that for a fact. And I believe there are people out there that don't want it to get better. Tough. Now, said, I'm the mirror. What you see is the kind of person you are. Also, I'm karma and dharma because of that. You can rise or you will fall based on how you confront me. It's that simple. You will rise or you will fall depending on how you confront me. If you come in love, friendship, then you will get that back. If you come, in a giving, nature, you will get that back. But if you come in a stealing nature, me being the mirror means whilst you're doing this, I'm also doing that. But remember, it's 10 times 10. What you steal times 10 comes from you. Not because I'm doing it. It's called cause and effect. It's called karma. It's the way that God created it to happen. So you people that had all of this wealth, this abundance that you stole, try and hold on to it. If you were giving it as part of your karma, you wouldn't lose it all. Now, I was discussing between God and God. Do those evil people deserve their inheritance? Like the inheritance that everybody deserves. Their God-given inheritance. Like, if everything gets taken from them, will they still have their inheritance? See, some would say, well, it's fair that they do because it's theirs. It was due them just for being born. But if they're not human, is it a human inheritance? And if they are human, how much would it be worth? So, in my mind, talking to myself and God, me, God, him, Most High God, I'm like, well, hang on. With everything that they stole and that they owed, there is no point in giving them their inheritance because they already owe it. They've already abused of that inheritance, whatever that would be worth. So if it was worth $1 million, it's already gone because of the karma that they have based on everything that they've stolen. But if they'd given away, given back, not given away, given back what they'd stolen, they would then get some grace and maybe even keep their inheritance. Now, I know it's not going to be trillions of dollars or billions of dollars, but it's not going to leave you homeless. But in getting that, you have to be doing the right thing for the right reasons. So, I just wanted to, what's up? Uh-oh, deleted. What's Paul doing? Hi, Marion. Can't stay long. I've done that. What's up, friends? Hi, you've done that. Hi, guys. I've done that. Hi, Paul. Are you ready for a nap? Hey, Trusted. Trusted, how's the garden? How does your garden grow? Very good, Tim. How's things with you? Good. Enjoying cooler weather today. Yes, the weather is fantastic. The sun is actually coming out now. It's been a bit iffy, rain and stuff, but yeah, the sun's come out. So it's getting a bit more like summer, which is good. It's always good. Only trouble is I'm going to have to get out in the garden and do some garden stuff. I know these people are trying to make me feel lazy and, don't want to do my house or don't want to do the garden or whatever. Sorry about that. They come up with all these crazy spells that they can try and influence people and do stuff. And it's like, nah, maybe not. So moving forward, there will be a resolution for the chase. There's treasure inside, beyond the DDR edge, whatever. The There has to be a resolution to one in order that the others can be resolved. That's just fact. But it would be nice to see the treasure chest, and the treasure belonging to the Major Forrest Burke Fenn Thrill of the Chase hunt in whichever museum it was meant to be in, according to the wishes of Shiloh's grandfather. And Shiloh promised, apart from Epic and Farmer, we just had Epic here, which are the rules, that he would do what his grandfather wished. So between him, Shiloh, Zoe, Kelly, Andrew Doodah Tresuro flipping Grada whatever, lawyer, Jack, I don't know my real name, Stoof, and all of those other people, you need to, in some way, shape or form, get yourselves together and make that happen on behalf of Major Forrest Burke Fenn, because that is your promise. And I'm going to hold you to that. That you're going to do what your grandfather wanted, not what was said in private, what was said in public to everybody in the Thrill of the Chase. And I don't care whether that was 10,000 people or 150,000 people. I don't care if it was 1 million people. I care that when the Thrill of the Chase ends, what Major Forrest Burke Fenn said was going to happen, happens. And that chest and that treasure does go back to the Smithsonian. And it's not, I don't know, frittered away. You've got no money. Or no house. Or if you have to sell your house to pay back money, then just give your house away. If it is your house. So, I thank you all for watching. I just wanted to explain why I called it ABCs and why I believed the things that I believed based on the words that Forrest Fenn used, and why I told everybody 5 years ago that there is an ending to the Forrest Fenn Thrill of the Chase. And something is going to end the chase, and the fat lady is going to sing, and all of that stuff. The epic and fun, the truth. It was a simple solve to find a chest. Not so simple to find the trove. And when you realise what the trove is, you better be sitting down. Because it ain't what you think it is. It's way more, way more. And we had cardinal and we had hand in the ABCs. A higher hand? I think so. I have full season seedling started, broccoli, green cabbage, napa cabbage, Brussels sprout, and rutabagas. Don't know what a rutabaga is. I've heard the name so many times, but I don't know what a rutabaga is. Or napa cabbage. Napa. Is that cabbage that likes to sleep? Or make a cabbage sleep? Napa cabbage, sleeper cabbage. Or is it like a snooker table where you cover it in like a green beige? Green beige. Nice. I can't start a garden till our house gets built. Oh, wow. That's an undertaking. Good luck with that. When is the house going to be completed? They told me by Thanksgiving, but I'm doubting them. They are way behind. Have faith. Have faith, Tim. Just keep pushing on. Ah, Napa is a Chinese cabbage. Ah, that sounds like you're insulting somebody. Poor person. A Napa is a Chinese cabbage. Oh, you're a Napa, you are. Hopefully all will go well, Tim. Yes. I wish you all the best with that. Hey, it's not bad if you build your own house. I can destroy houses, but I don't know about building one. Napa is used to make. Oh, that don't help me either because I don't know who Kim is. Kimchi? What? Kimchi? What's going on? This foreign language, I don't understand. I don't even know what kimchi is. Probably because I didn't even know what Napa was. So it's an ingredient of kimchi. Is it a soup or I don't know, a ratatouille type thing? What is kimchi? This message will find you exactly when you need to hear it. I need to hear a lot of messages. What? Oh, right. So it's after the cabbage has been treated. Just be careful with eating McDonald's and stuff like that. Apparently, there's not good stuff in it. Well, there's not good stuff in most of the food that these people give us. But some bloke put a post out who was delivering it and going, "Oh, don't eat this stuff. Look what's in it." But RFK's doing his stuff, so pretty soon it should all change. I mean, you should have been wondering anyway, because only in America do you have all that stuff that's pumped into it. So there's obviously a reason, which is not good. Make people ill and large, whatever the motive is for doctoring the water, doctoring the food, the tablets. It's a crazy world, but there is a reason why they're doing it, and it's all being revealed. We're just gonna slowly but surely get back on the right path. My path's in the middle. Bit of bad, bit of good, and bit of sleep, bit of wake. But I just want people to not suffer, to get along with each other, to have a great life. I want a great life. I don't see why anyone else shouldn't have a great life. I don't want Mother Earth to be, raped and pillaged by these fucking idiots. I want all the ley lines and the bells and everything else to go back. I want the planet to heal. I want the people to heal. And I'm no expert. I'm not a spiritual expert. I don't know not even half of what is required to be what people call a master or whatever. I just know that I can. And that's what Forrest said. He was a can-do type of person. And I am really a can-do type of person. If I say I can, you better believe that I can. And I know I can. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to a world where we all get along. Not just a world, the universe, different realms, wherever this is so much like Star Wars, it's unreal. Like, you wouldn't believe how much it's like Star Wars. You wouldn't. And you wouldn't believe in with that how much it is like Stargate. And if you know, you know. So you've got Stargate and Star Wars being one kind of, this is what we're in. And it's not good. And I'm talking about, the original Stargate, not although Stargate Atlantis, same, but slightly different. But there's technology that's going to come out that's going to blow people's minds away. And there's truths that are going to come out that are going to blow people's minds away. And there's going to be some very angry people. And to them, I say, tough. We've been angry for a long time because of what you've been doing. And you may think you deserve everything that you've got because you think you've built something, but you haven't. You can't go around stealing $1 million, making 10 million and saying, well, look what I did. You did naff all. You took something off someone else and made some money with it. But without that money, you would have got nothing. And you took the luck that went with that money. You took the blessing that went with it, not luck, blessing. See, people trying to say that I'm lucky, but I'm not lucky, just blessed. There's a difference. So, pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's another word for Jack. That's strange, isn't it? Like, another word for Jack is pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's a bit weird, isn't it? So, words don't mean what you think they do, and nothing is as it seems. And that's the world we live in. So please don't be afraid. Please don't be worried. Please don't believe the BS that's going to come out of your governments, our governments, other governments, about the state of our world. They have an agenda and they're following it through. So don't let your life be worried about stuff that's going on, because it's not that they're inept. It's not that they can't do the job. It's not that they've had a mind lapse. It's that they're seeing out an agenda that they're trying to push through. And that's just the truth of it. Everything they're talking about, everything that they're doing, they've planned. And it's meant to happen in the way that it's happening, even though you at the moment think, what? That can't be right. It's not right. But it is happening the way that they're planning it to happen. And all of it is going to be stopped and judged, and payback's a bitch. That's all I can say. The last few weeks I've been trying to tell people to stop doing what they're doing, and they haven't. And now I'm at the point where what happens to them happens to them. And I'm warned, there are people that I have communicated with. They know who they are and they know what they've done. And nobody, not one person, has offered an apology or an explanation. It's crazy. Not just to me, to nobody, to no one. Everything that they're doing needs an apology and an explanation. Not that it matters. but it's just the right thing to do. Because how are you going to explain something that's already known? Like, I could probably tell them more than they know about the situation, and so can other people. Tell them more about the situation that they've been in and how. Again, I'll go back to, and then I'll go back to everything that's done to you. Everything that's done to you is a lesson for you to learn from. Like, don't be angry at bad things that happen to you. Like, they're to give you the character that you need, whatever it is, however, whatever terminology you want. It's meant to lead you down a certain path in the right way. And reacting and retaliating and getting angry is not the right way. It's not the right way. Being frightened, scared, it's not the right way. Accepting it for what it is, understanding that it's meant to happen, and understand that at the end of it, we're going to come to one future, one timeline. At the moment, loads of timelines. We're going to come to one timeline where everything is good, where everything is meant to happen in a way that is for the highest good of people, everyone, yourself and everyone else. As opposed to, I'm all right, Jack, F you. Or they've got, a big house, $1 million house and 6 cars. I want 1,500,000 and 6 cars. No, you don't need to worry about that. As long as all you need, all you want, you have. No, all you need, you have. As long as all you need, you have. The things you want will come. But if everything that you need, if you have everything that you need, and I mean need, to get through life, if you have everything that you need, you're good. You're good. And the things that you want will come. But if you want it because somebody else has got it, it's the wrong reason. It's the wrong reason. And only bad things will come of that. Only bad things will come of that. So, know who you are, accept who you are, accept that if you have everything you need, you're in a good place. You're in a good place. Know the things that you want will arrive if you're of worth. Your effort will be worth the cold. What the effort that you put in will get you the results that you want. But it's about knowing thyself. First and foremost, excuse me, confirmation. I don't want to say this, but it's probably the right thing to say. There's every chance that you have to suffer. I don't agree with that, but there's every chance that you have to suffer in order to get the life that you want. So to go through the life that you don't want to get the life that you do. And part of that suffering is to go within, to be the hermit, to get rid of friends that aren't good for you, to get rid of people that aren't good for you, to get rid of family that aren't good for you. And as bad as that sounds, that's the absolute truth. Because you're trying to live life, climbing the mountain with people hanging on to you that are just draining your energy, just eating your food, not putting anything in to the relationship that you have, whatever the relationship is, whatever part of your life that's happening, whether it's just work or whatever. If there are people hanging on to you while you're trying to climb up the mountain, they're no good for you. They're giving you nothing. You may love them to death. They may be the best thing since sliced bread. But for you personally, they're no good for you. And possibly the worst thing for you. Because at some point, they're going to be too heavy to carry and you're going to fall. But they'll jump off and just leave you to go. And that's just the truth. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. There will be people in your life that are just draining you and they don't give a shit about you as much as you love them. And if you're prepared to try and climb the mountain with them on all over you, just holding you back, Fine. But you ain't never going to get the life that you want, ever. Because once you hit the top of the mountain, and you get the view, you see that everything that you want, the people, the place, the wealth, is all on the other side of that mountain. And as long as you're held back by these people, you'll never know it. A bit like Moses. Like Moses killed somebody, and God gave him that, even though giving him that wasn't the land of milk and honey. Like he went through all of that, and he never got the land of milk and honey. But he got what he wanted. And that's what's important. If you have what you need, you'll get what you want. That's it. But if there are people around you that are just hanging on, that don't really care about you, but they just want to live off of you, then you're going to struggle to get the things that you want. It's that simple. You'll have the things that you need because it's part of who you are, but you won't get the things that you want because you're afraid to let go of those things that are siphoning it from you. So that's me done. Oh, got a coin. Hey, imagination. Oh, I stopped looking and you said a load of stuff. Trusted is the soul. Yes, we heard that you the soul of trusted. Down vegetable seeds, salt, bumps. Yep. Hey, Paul, how are you doing? Good, thanks. Coming to Toys Discord. No, I'm done with that. Yep, me too. Okay, mate. Well, done with that. Never did it. Okay, mate. Mario, did you know Trusted is 650 years old now? Oh, happy birthday, Trusted. I thought he was older. Wow, he looks... oh, maybe you need to get rid of the beard. You look older than 650. I'm sorry for saying Trusted is 650 years old. Why? He looks older. You've given him a compliment. Oh, have you seen the Bitcoin wallets from 15 years ago being moved? Oh, talk about Bitcoin. Oh dear. When has 659? When he's 649 years old? It's all good, Paul. It's a funny joke. Well, hello everybody. Mr. Mario, sir. Mr. Trusted Living, sir. UK Paul, sir. How's everybody? It's an amazing day. Yes, we are. Thank you very much, imagination. Well, I'm saying yes, we are. I'm assuming they're having a good day because they're here. But they could be having a horrible day because they're here. You've seen the Bitcoin. I've seen the Bitcoin. I really have. But, you know, there's things have to go through first before that is the good that it is. There's things still in the works with regard to that. By the dip, yeah, the bull run and the bear and the blah blah blah, the Cody. I'm leading you to the bears, Forrest said. See you later, Tim. Thanks for popping in, mate. Cheers. Walking the dog. Wow, that's a lot of coin, yeah. And it's going up, going up. It's going to be $1 million soon. I say soon, but one Bitcoin will be $1 million. To the moon and back, not to the moon and back, to the moon, isn't it? FOMO, whatever. Hold still 10 million per coin. That's the top. 10 million? Ooh. Hold till 10 million per coin. Why have you got coins? The holder is 11th richest person in the world next year when the price. Yeah, looking to be a trillionaire, to be fair. But it isn't just that coin, though, is it? Because there's other coins like XRP and the altcoins and all that. There's a way to go to make this the way that it should be. See you later, Paul. Thanks for popping in. I'm going as well, so have a great day, Paul. Wow, 200k. Later, Mr. T. Later, M. Thanks, Trusted. Yes, you look young for your age. Like looking at the computer, you only look about 20. I haven't seen you in person, so I don't know. But You look like you could be my son. You look that young. Is that better? Does that work? I can't see you anyway. I'm trying to look younger. I'm on a reverse aging diet. if there's such a thing. So, because I've asked for my power back, I've asked for my inheritance, I've asked for all my money, and I've asked for my youth and love and knowledge, and I've asked for a lot, which is pretty similar to what I was doing when I was getting in contact with Forrest. I was putting out a lot of information. I don't know how much of it, is going to come back, but it's out there. I don't hold any Bitcoin, just XRP, XLM, HBAR, and Ethereum. Try to stay with the new banking system. So, like the elites, the old money, blah, 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 all of that. The new coin, legal tender, will be nothing is as it seems, which is basically virtual, which is what I was saying to Forrest. He could do a virtual stuff, and that's what Bitcoin is. It's virtual. So, and it's fake. It's not real. It's real, but it's not real. And it's real, but it's not real because it's not legal tender, which means it's not. You can't use it everywhere. You can't go down the shop and buy stuff with it. So at that point that you can, then Bitcoin's worth having. I mean, it's worth having, don't get me wrong, but it's worth having in the sense that if you've got it, you can use it anywhere. And that's what's going to have to be the case for the other coins. Now, other coins may get there before Bitcoin, and therefore you can use it if it becomes legal tender. You can use it anywhere, but it has to be legal tender all over the world. Looks like a spot to me, I suppose. So if you get that spot for it to be legal tender, then you can use it anywhere. How good's that? I say that's pretty good. I say it's very good. So if it's legal tender, that means people will be paid in whatever coin. It doesn't have to be Bitcoin, whatever crypto. Which means people will get paid in cryptocurrency, and if that currency is doing well, they will get paid on top of the money that they got paid. The only situation with that is when it's not doing well, it will go down, so you won't get it. So it's better than dollars, pounds, and stuff like that, because you get paid £1,000 a month. Well, like 1,500. If you get paid 1,500 a month, that's it. That's what you got paid. That's what goes in your bank. And next month, it will still only be worth 1,500. But with Bitcoin, if you got paid 1,000 satoshis, if you got 1,500 satoshis or whatever, excuse me, confirmation, whatever that is worth, whatever's worth 1,500. If you got paid that into your account, if Bitcoin went up, then your wages have just basically gone up. Like you've earned more money for working in the same job. So you could be richer quicker. And then the other crypto will be like your cents. You'd have like dollars, which is Bitcoin, and the others, which is cents. So you're going to use lots of them to get to one Bitcoin. So I don't hold any Bitcoin because nobody can. It's not real. It's fake. It's fake. Which is what I said in my earlier videos. If Forrest told me his plan, I'd have told him he was nuts. Other side of me is crazy. Like, who'd want to know that? And it also explains if, it gets to 10 million, you go back and get it. If that's what it is. So thank you for being here, for the 2 likes as well. Woohoo! And the 6 of you that's here. Like I said, I tried to come on now because, there'd probably one more person in if I did it at night. There'd be too many people talking, and I wouldn't be able to interact. So thank you, IOI, Mr. Trusted, UK, Tim, probably gone, Redneck, who else was here? INFJ, I'll try and look back now, go back. Captain Kidd, if you're still here. Jeff, if you're still here. Me, if I'm still here. Oh, I'm still here. Here I am. I am. Even that, the I Mario, let me just say that. I don't do my names for my videos for no reason. So I Mario is I am Ori, which is God, not the God, just God. And if you know Stargate, you know about the Ori. So the reason why I do the things that I do, and also I am, is what God said about I am. So there you go. And that goes back to a memoir is me in the middle, because a memoir, if you look at it the other way, is me Mario. Just like repeating itself. Me Mario, me Mario, me Mario, me Mario, me Mario. So, which is a memoir. And it's me in the middle, which is why I call my other channel Me in the Middle, because it was me in the middle of a memoir. I don't know. And that's just fact. I'm not making it up. I'm just telling you the truth. Those are the things that are there. Whether Forrest knows it or not, I don't know. I'm not Forrest, which is another question people said. Do you know Forrest? Of course I don't. But you know that something is happening. To ask that question, like people ask questions and I think, to ask that question, you know something that you're not telling me. Because you know that I don't know Forrest. And you know that I've never met Forrest. But you know that something has occurred in order to ask that question. So people have put stuff in chat thinking that, I'm naive or stupid or whatever, and I won't click to it. But because I don't answer it, like, oh, we're a cult, because I don't rise to the bait of it, they must assume that I have not taken any notice of it or don't understand it or whatever. But I register all of it. Like I register what Elaine and all those people have said in the past. Little Rock, cool. What's the name of that? That sports commentator. It's got a. Oh man, God, it's gone right in my head. There's a solve there as well. Not Courtney. What's that name? Gertie, something like that. There's a solve there as well within the Mahogany Place area and the Heavy Lows, Water High. So the Count Gertie, I'm sure something like that, or something like that. There's a solve there as well. Another one, another one that I did. Thousands. So thanks everyone. Thanks for being here. I hope that explains why I called it ABCs and why I call it Me Mario and Me in the Middle, and why I call it I Mario. I also call it I Mario obviously because the indubitably Matrix autocrats reign is over, which is what this is about. This is about getting our world back and having our lives back and like living in peace and in harmony with each other. That's what this is about. So the thrill of the chase brought about a new world order, which I don't like to call it, but or True Earth or New Earth. So I like to say New Earth. NU. Look up the goddess or God, whatever. New Earth. So this is going to go back to a different As it was, so shall it be. As it was, so shall it be. So whilst I say that religion is and the Bible has hints and clues in it to enable the finder solver to decode it and work out that this earth has been taken over by some narcissists who changed the gospel to suit their needs. And the person who solved the thrill of the chase also looked into the Bible and went, hang on a minute. The treasure, Jesus, God, the treasure is obviously that. But the hints and clues about the treasure that tell you about the treasure, bullshit. That's not how you get there. Jesus is talking about the within, not the without. So these people obviously trying to steer you, Bible people who read the Bible, whilst there's some truth in there, there's also some absolute bullshit. Same with the chase. While there's some truth, there's some actual bullshit. So I went from looking for treasure to finding the treasure within me and the treasure without, because it's energy, spirits, ancestors, source, whatever, creator. I went from looking for treasure in the thrill of the chase to finding the treasure in the world, which is us. We're the treasure. We're God's treasure. We're the treasure. So basically, I found treasure within me, treasure within everyone else. I don't give a shit what anybody does. I don't care, because we're all treasures. We're all children of God. We're all here to learn. And we just need to do it in a way that we don't hurt or kill each other. That's it. Everything else is up for grabs, because there is no sin. You're just here to learn. How can you be judged? That's, again, I'll go back to, it's like having your curriculum and you have to learn maths and it's horrible and it's bad and you loathe it and it's, but you have to do it and somebody else will love it. It's just the way that it is. So we can live in a world where if those people who want to do maths, love to do maths, they can do maths with other people who want to do maths or, do bad things, and they can do bad things together. And great, fine, wonderful. I'm not going to judge them. That's what they want to do. They like maths. I don't. I don't care. You want to do that? Off you go do that. If you want to do physics, off you go do that. If you want to do history, off you go do that. Whatever it is that you want to do in life, if you want to learn, whatever it is you want to learn, however your soul wants to learn, great, do that. But don't learn on the back of someone else. Learn from your own. Learn from who you are about being who you are. That's it. That's it. That's life. And want the things that you want. Like, be clear in the things that you want. Ask for the things that you want. But know that you've got to earn those things that you want. And it doesn't mean working hard. It doesn't mean working physically hard. It means working mentally hard within yourself, with who you are. Like, make yourself, don't have to make yourself a better person, but make yourself the person that you love, that you like, that you understand, that you accept, that you're not scared of who you are, that you don't care about what other people think. Like, if you want to be a gardener, trusted, you go be a gardener. Don't worry what other people think. Like, whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to go around in bloody lederhosen shorts, do it. Don't worry about anyone else. It's got nothing to do with them. Whatever type of lifestyle you want to live, that's what's going on in your head. Fine. But be aware that other people project their thoughts into you. So you need to understand who you are, the person you are. These bad thoughts that come to your head, sometimes they're not yours, they're other people's who want you to do certain things that you don't want to do. But they're, the little devil or whatever that's on the shoulder. That's not them. That's people outside doing silly things. So know who you are, accept who you are, move forward in that knowing with full confidence. You don't give a shit what people think about you because you've already done it. You've already looked at yourself and gone, wow, that was a bit what's the name that I did there, but it's who I am. So, hey ho. I don't mean go around killing people and stuff like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm saying, people do some weird things that we, other people will think is weird, but it's not. It's just who you are. So do what you want with who wants to do what you want. That's it. But you have to know who you are first. So other people's thoughts that projected onto you don't take you the wrong way. And that's it. That's life. That's how life should be. And you have God to thank for that. The energy, whatever it is, source, creator, mom, dad, mother, Gaia, whatever. Doesn't matter. As long as you believe, have faith in a maverick. As long as you believe in it, you know who you are. You believe there's a stronger, powerful force outside of you that can give you the things that you want if you're deserving of it. And trust me, you're going to find out soon, whether it's me or someone else, you're going to find out soon that God, literally God, is going to change the way we live right in front of our eyes, right in front of our eyes. And you will not believe how good it can get. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The earth has a crack in it. Yeah, I know. Is that the one in Africa? Is that the one you're talking about? That's been set up by these people who were doing some stuff. They made a mistake. They won't admit it. Trying to, like I say, I was talking about fake news before. Mother Earth is back. Well, she's always here, but the Earth is going to heal. It's as simple as that. The Earth will heal. The ley lines the grid is being put back. So the real grid is being put back. The ley lines and everything, the Nazca lines or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Everything, Stonehenge, all of these things, everything's being correct. A correct solve. Everything's being corrected. It's all coming back to the way that it should be. These bells that they took away, they're going to be put back. Like, it's all going to take time, but they're going to be put back. The churches are going to be used for what they're supposed to be used for, which is not religion. Although, if people still want to follow religion, they need to be aware that some of the stuff that they're believing and talking about is not correct, especially Islam, Muslim, stuff like that, because that's already been proven. And it doesn't take 10 minutes to prove that wrong. And that Muhammad doesn't exist or didn't exist or whatever. And that the Kabbalah, whatever it is not what it's made out to be. But all of these religions are going to be exposed for what they are, especially the Vatican and Masons and everything else. But God is real. God is real. And there's going to be one God and one faith in a maverick. There's going to be one God and one faith. And you're going to have faith in yourself and faith in that God. And you can believe he's a grey bearded bloke, like trusted, or you can believe, he's a, bloke wearing lederhosen and whatever, or a woman wearing, a bikini. It doesn't matter. As long as you believe that, well, I don't know if it matters or not. I think it doesn't matter. But it shouldn't matter, because at the end of the day, if they're giving glory, then they're giving glory and they accept that you have the power. And we are all things to all people. So you should be a lady in a bikini, and you should be a bloke in a Buddha, and you should be a whatever. So that's how I see it. I'll probably get shot down for that, but hey ho. It is what it is. Thank you. I shall do my best to have a good night. I'm going to go make something to eat now. I'm not going to do the lawn today. I'll do the lawn tomorrow. It's getting a bit late and I've got things to do. So thank you. 1975 Sammy Hagar song. Oh, right, you were just singing that. But it has got a crack in it, in Africa. It has. There are some songs and some videos that will come out that people will go, "Ooh, wow, that's happening now." Like, they predicted that. So you'll see some things come out where, like, the truth will be revealed. But some things will come out and you'll be like, "Oh, blimey, they were talking about that so many years ago." Two Ronnies comes to mind. Something just come out, two Ronnies. Don't know what that is. Soon find out. But they were talking about some things, and those things are going to be happening now. And also the signs in the sun, the moon, the stars, and upon the earth. Some strange things are going to happen. People are going to flood the internet with videos of, like, angels and all sorts of weird sky figures and stuff. So thank you. Ciao for now. Take care, everyone. Much love.